If you're new to the industry, the oil industry as we used to call it, let me briefly introduce myself. I'm Mark Roach. I've been on the sidelines for the past 10 years in Austin, Texas, working as an artist and actor, actually, for the most part, making a few independent films and recovering from tough times in business and life. Back in 1986, I earned a degree in petroleum engineering and worked in the industry. Sometimes that feels like a confession, but I loved the people and the opportunities, the exposure it gave me to see the world. You can see my work history on LinkedIn. I married early and I started a family, which kept me working in the industry in spite of some true feelings I had about working as an engineer and the culture that I was working in. So the true confession I have to make is more of self-betrayal, but I'm not going to use that to drive the issues here. During the time that I was in the industry, I raised 6 kids and helped sustain families and contributed to the communities that we lived in. I also started a couple of oil companies. My career in oil is fascinating. It took me all over the world. It challenged me to grow and open my mind. I grew up in a modest Ozark town named Springfield, Missouri. I was good at athletics, and petroleum engineering seemed like a fun backup plan to the NFL career that looked promising as I was being recruited by all the major colleges. My family encouraged me to pursue a life bigger than could be achieved in my small town. They had the reasons, but we won't go into those here. But I am an albatross. I've raised over $1 billion for my startups, led more than 3,000 technical people by my best count, and interacted with some of the most powerful and affluent. I've worked and partnered with some of the famous industry veterans who became partners of mine in business. Well, my nature being of a non-conforming person didn't blend so well with the fraternities and good old boy network. So recently I was back in the midst of a political mover and shaker. She was reading a newspaper from a politician about energy. Quite frankly, I was shocked. It seemed to me to be a manipulative and misleading piece of propaganda. So that's why I'm here today, reviving some of the old work that I've done in the past. But now I'm going to offer it here through a newsletter and YouTube. FutureWise Energy is an advisory firm I started right here in Austin this December. I wanted to convey the facts and debunk some myths and manipulations. From seeing all the promoters that I've seen in my life, it's been a regular practice of mine to see through the hopes and dreams, something well-founded, planned, and in other cases, something with pure fantasy, nothing but intentions to defraud. After the fall of Enron, then the Lehman financial mortgage collapse, I suffered from being able to tell a good story in an era that was being fueled by story more than fundamentals. So I'm going to renew engaging with the industry here. The first piece I've shared is about a book from the 1970s, Small is Beautiful. My tough mentor in the oil business often referred to this book in private to explain how things may really work in a world of greed and which is manipulated quite often by powerful figures with selfish objectives. The patterns we observe, like I intend to present based on data and observations, reflect a blend of the impact of these superpowers and the more normalized drives of nature, earth science, where it meets human nature. The next piece I'll be posting is maybe a spreadsheet that I built for my political friend and advocate who seemed to be having a sincere need and an ear for someone to break down the complexities of oil and gas industry for a layperson. I'm Mark Roach, wishing you all the best.